Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. It's my first time, so I'm excited to be here. It's a great pleasure to see you all here tonight. They've already introduced me, but allow me just a few moments. It's a great pleasure and honor to stand before you today. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to all of our distinguished guests, our teachers, staff, and of course to all of you, our amazing students. I can hardly see y'all. I know you're there. As it's already been mentioned, my name is Trish Gordon. I've been working in the field of ophthalmology for approximately 19 plus years, and more recently, a YouTuber and motivational speaker. You can find me on YouTube as Island Girl T, all one word together, and watch at your leisure in your spare time if you so choose. The content there is mainly to motivate and to inspire all people, our young people especially. I'm an advocate for all y'all. It's definitely my heartbeat. So my vision, purpose, and passion is to inspire, motivate, and positively impact as many young people as possible. You may ask me, Trish, why are you doing this? I'm so glad you asked the question. My parents migrated here from the beautiful island of Jamaica when I was just about 4 months old. The moment their feet touched this topsoil, they started to work. They worked tirelessly to make sure I had food, clothes, a roof over my head, and other nice things. They were so busy fighting racism themselves and trying to keep their heads above the water that they didn't have time always to sit me down and tell me about how beautiful my dark skin was, or how one day I was going to be great and do great things. So I was well taken care of, but when it came to being Black, I had to figure out how to navigate this on my own. Going to school and often being called the N-word, getting into fights. I think I won most of them, but it was still rough. Thank God for big brothers. I had a wonderful big brother, I still do, and he always looked out for me. He's like, that's my little sister, always had my back. And in the evenings, he would come home from school and chit-chat about what happened during the day, and he kind of coached me a little bit, sis, just keep your chin up, So we had a great bond. So now that the pleasantries are out of the way, let's begin. We are in the beautiful month of February 2025, and we're here celebrating Black History Month. There's a poem that I've written, and I'd like to read that first before I dive into the speech. I must tell you that this poem comes from, how would I say, a lot of pain, a lot of experience, a lot of trials, and self-discovery, actually. So when you hear me read these words, I read it very passionately because it means so much to me. The title of this poem is All Shades of Black Are Beautiful. What shade are you? Cool dark, milk chocolate, golden brown, or fair? Whichever you are, I simply don't care. For God made us all unique. It's not up to us to change God's routine. My shade is dark and proud, so proud to have it so. Are you proud of yours? Or do you say, so-so? My skin is dark, it's rich, and it's beautiful. Its darkness tells all who I am. A proud, very proud, dark-skinned Black woman, made by God's own hand. I'm not ashamed, and neither should you, to be made so beautiful, as no other, only God can do. Who was it that told you you weren't beautiful or handsome because of your shade? I dare say it's a lie, so I'm informing you now. It's just an assumption made. You see, it goes far back to the days of the lash and whip. when massa brainwashed us all into thinking that our color was a curse, with no one to oppose his unruly lip. Open your eyes, man, woman of color. There are many that would give anything to have skin like yours, dark and that of no other. So hold your head high. Be proud of the color of your skin. Let the world know that your shade, my shade, all shades are beautiful. Let's dive right into our theme tonight, which is Black excellence. I want to take this time to break down the theme into bite sizes so we can digest it well. What is the definition of being excellent? It means to be superb, outstanding, magnificent, exceptional, marvelous, wonderful, and perfect. To further elaborate, if you are going to be excellent, then it means you must be a cut above the rest. You must have high standards, lowering it for no one. It means then that you're going to be consistent. You're going to put in the hard work, the discipline, the blood, sweat, and tears to obtain or to reach your goals. Be excellent. To be excellent requires you to stay focused, consistent, disciplined, and not distracted. That means when your buddy calls you up to go play video games at the rec center, and you know you have that final exam on Monday morning, you know it's going to impact your grades tremendously. You're going to have to decline. Ladies, when your girlfriend asks you to go shopping for some new clothes on a day when you have piano lessons, as an aspiring pianist, you're going to have to say no. Saying no because you have a greater purpose and goal of which you're trying to reach or attain. Every time you become distracted and fall off, you're one more day behind becoming excellent. I'm going to drop a few names of people of color who indeed are and were excellent and what they've achieved. Some of these names are more familiar to us, and others are a little bit older. That's okay. Usain Bolt. Who here knows Usain Bolt? All right, come on. Go ahead, give up. And I must say with pride, he does come from Jamaica, so very close to there. Michael Jordan, the famous basketball player. Oprah Winfrey, the great talk show. Muhammad Ali, the most famous boxer. Nelson Mandela, the freedom fighter. These are some older names you may not know, some of you may, I don't know. Bessie Coleman, an aircraft pilot. I love it. Shirley Chisholm, a politician and a lawyer. And then we have Maya Angelou, poet, actor, singer, memorist, film director, journalist, and activist. So at this time, I want to share with you my own personal story. This was my very first job in ophthalmology. And believe you me, I'll never forget it. I had just taken a program through NATE, the Ophthalmic Medical Assisting Program, and I decided that I was not going to wait until my program was over. I was going to be very bold and courageous and confident, and I was going to step into that office or offices and present myself, get my name out there. So I did. I suppose the lady was quite impressed, and she hired me. Said, okay, here we go. worked very hard, understand. I studied hard. I was very enthusiastic. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this job. I wanted to learn to master every machine, how to deal with patients, how to properly collect history taking and medications and all of that stuff. 3 months in, she calls me into her office. Calls me into her office and says, Trish, go ahead, sit down, okay. You know, Trish, we think you're wonderful. You know, you have such a great personality. All the patients love you. I said, But you know, you're just too slow, and you're driving the doctors crazy. I just sat there and listened to her. I said, So, you know, Trish, we'll call you if we need any more help, you know? But I wish you the best in your endeavors. And, you know, in that moment, I sat there and I looked at her, and all of a sudden this fire came out of nowhere. This fire came out of nowhere. I said, you know what? This lady thinks that I'm going to sit back and fold up into a ball, go home and cry in a corner somewhere. And I could have. But somehow, the moment she told me that I couldn't do it, the moment she told me that I was not good enough to do the job, I was not experienced enough, I said, not today. I said, you know what? I'm going to leave this place. I'm going to continue to pursue my career. I'm going to hone my skills, and I'm going to be the best at what I do. So that's what I did. I went home and I began to immediately look for new jobs. I called up different clinics and explained to them who I am, what I was doing. And eventually, it didn't take me long, I was soon hired. And this went on. About 3 or 4 years later, I still smile at this. 3 or 4 years later, by this time, I was much better than I was initially. And I was sitting in the room with all these machines and called in this patient, an elderly lady. And would you know, who walked in beside or behind the lady was my boss. She looks at me and says, Trish! I said, hi, Wendy, it's good to see you. And she was like, okay, so, wow, you're here. I said, yes, I'm here. She said, so, you've obviously picked up the pace, you're working quickly now, and you've honed your skills, and you're doing all that. I said, absolutely. Oh, wow, okay, yeah. You know, what's your number? Give me a call. Maybe we could, we could see you at the office. And you can bet what my answer was, no. I thought to myself, she was not patient enough to allow me that time to hone my skills. But the point that I want to bring across here today is that I did not quit, because I knew that I had the ability to do this job and to do it well. And with that being said, to cut that story a little bit shorter, the long to short of it is, I am now working at one of the biggest retina clinics in Alberta. 19 years later, and doing very well. We see about 500 patients a day or more. Very busy. It's like running a little eye hospital. And I'm so grateful to God for what He's done. Allow me to breathe some life into you today. Some of you may be here and thinking, Trish, you don't know my name. You don't know my background, and you don't know my history. I don't really think my future is bright. Other young people have it better than me. They've got more status, their parents are richer. Their parents maybe are more influential than mine. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to succeed. But I came to tell you today, where there's a will, there's a way. Many excellent people were once where you are, as students, big dreams and big hopes of life. Unsure of their future, unsure of how it was all going to work out. But as the saying goes, Rome was not built in a day. So, just take it one day at a time. It just depends on how bad you want to succeed. If you desperately want to achieve something, if you want to get it done bad enough, you will find a way to make it happen. And I guarantee you, if you had the opportunity right now to interview the 5 richest people in the world, I'm guessing at least 3 out of 5 of them would say that they started from very humble beginnings. So my last words to you today are keep your chin up. Be proud, be so proud of the color of your skin. Wear it like a badge. When you walk into school, stand with your back straight. Don't walk in, When an adult is speaking and conversing with you, look them in the eye. Don't bow your head. Look them in the eye and speak to them. It shows that you're confident in who you are as an individual, as a person, and you're ready to take on the challenge. Okay? So my last words to you are, keep your chin up, be proud of the color of your skin, who God made you to be, and to be what? Be